Hi girls, I'm back. I'm here today to read another Wellie Wisher book. This one is called The Riddle of the Robin. And a robin is a little bird that comes to their garden. And it's all about springtime, and I know that Christmas is coming soon, but I just wanted to read this book to you because I think it is so cute. And I decided to have your two dolls join us again today. You remember Catherine and Amy, and they're here to listen on just like you two, okay? Hope you love the story. So I'm gonna get in the chair and actually first what I'm gonna do is I'm going to read the back of the book so you know a little bit of what it's about. It says, a robin has moved into the gardens, thrilling the Wellie Wishers with its pretty songs. And when the girls bring it presents, they learn what robins like to eat. Hint, it's sort of like spaghetti. Then one day the robin disappears and the girls go on a hunt to find it. And a major surprise awaits them. Can animal lovers like Willa figure out what's up with her new feathered friend? Okay, so it's called The Riddle of the Robin, and a riddle is kind of like a mystery, kind of like you don't know the answer. So let's read and find out, okay? So let me switch around and we'll get started. Okay, hopefully this works out good. And what I'll do first is I will read the page about the girls' names again, just so that we can remember. Okay, it says, meet the Wellie Wishers. The Wellie Wishers are a group of fun-loving girls who each have the same big, bright wish, which is to be a good friend. They love to play in a large, leafy backyard garden cared for by Willa's Aunt Miranda. And when the Wellie Wishers step into their colorful garden boots, also known as Wellingtons or Wellies, they are ready for anything, stomping in mud puddles, putting on a show, and helping friendships grow. Like you, they're learning that being kind, creative, and caring isn't always easy, but it's the best way to make friendships bloom. And here, if we remember, is Willa and Emerson and Ashlyn, Kendall, and Camille. And those are the Wellie Wisher girls. And here is a picture again of Aunt Miranda's garden. There's the carrots hutch, the playhouse, the pond, the garden shed down here by the veggie garden. And here's the garden theater where they can put on shows, and the garden gate. And there's Aunt Miranda's house. Okay, so they're ready for another adventure in the garden. Let's find out about the little bird. This is chapter 1. It's called A Fine Feathered Friend. Willa was excited. She danced a happy little jig of impatience while she waited for her friends, the Wellie Wishers. She had something wonderful to show them. Kendall, Ashlyn, Camille, and Emerson came into the garden. Hi, Willa, they said. Hi, said Willa. Hurry and put on your wellies. I've got a surprise for you. That's wonderful, said Emerson. I love surprises. What is it? Asked Camille. She was hopping on one foot as she pulled her Wellington boots onto the other foot. Carrot, the pet bunny, hippity-hopped along next to Camille, and Willa led the way to the maple tree. Look, she said. There, nestled cozily between the roots, was a brave little bright yellow flower. The Wellie Wishers crouched around it. Ooh, it's so cute, said Ashlyn. It's a crocus, said Willa, and it means that spring is here. So the flowers are blooming. Spring, crowed Emerson, bouncing up to her feet. Spring is my favorite season. I love everything springy. I'm springy myself. She began to bounce and boing up and down like a spring. Boingity, boingity, boing, boing, boing. I like spring too, said Kendall, especially March. She laughed and pretended to play a flute as she marched in place. Come on, let's march. Hop, 2, 3, 4, hop, 2, 3, 4. Everyone marched, and Carrot hopped behind them to join the fun. Suddenly, a cheery whistle filled the air, as if a piccolo player had joined their pretend parade. To-weet! Shh, hushed Willa, holding her hand to her ear and tilting her head to listen. What's that? Whispered Emerson. Willa smiled. I think it's another sign of spring, she whispered back. Willa beckoned to her friends. Quickly and quietly, they tiptoed around the maple tree, and Willa pointed to a bird perched way out on a bobbing branch. It was a stout bird with gray wings, a red chest, yellow legs, and bright black eyes. It's a robin, Willa said happily. The first robin of spring. Ooh, cooed the girls. The friendly robin cocked its head and looked at the girls. To-weet! The robin chirped proudly as if to say, Oh yes, you are quite right to admire me. I am a very good-looking bird indeed. Look how shiny the red bird's chest feathers are, said Camille. It looks like it's wearing a fancy red vest, said Ashlyn. To-weet! To-weet! Tweeted the robin, as if it were asking a question. To-weet? Yes, absolutely, to-weet, Willa answered politely. Please stay. Welcome to the garden. The girls didn't think that Willa was silly to talk to a bird. Willa understood animals, and this robin seemed to understand Willa perfectly. The robin puffed out its chest, lifted its little bill, and sang, To-weet! Emerson rose up to her toes and flapped her hands excitedly. I've made up a song, she announced. She stood under the tree and flung her arms out wide. Looking up at the robin, she sang to the tune of Mary Had a Little Lamb. Sing to us your song so sweet, song so sweet, song so sweet. Sing to us your song so sweet, to-weet, to-weet, to-weet. Since you're back, we know it's spring, know it's spring, know it's spring. Since you're back, we know it's spring, to-weet, to-weet, to-weet. As if delighted, the robin fluttered its wings, its feathers, and thrilled with gusto. To-weet, to-weet. Emerson smiled and said, oh, it's funny to sing along with a fine feathered friend like our robin. Chapter 2. Gifts for the Robin. The next day after school, the Wellie wishers rushed to the garden as fast as they could. They were eager to see their friend the robin. I hope it's waiting for us, said Camille. Oh, I hope it's waiting for us, said Willa. It is, said Camille. Look. The robin was perched on the same skinny branch as the day before. The girls slowed down when they came near so that they wouldn't frighten the robin. Hello, Robin, said Ashlyn. How are you today? Bird, chirped the robin. That's good, said Willa. Look, everyone, I brought a bird book. And we brought a bird feeder, bird seeds, and a bird water dish, said Camille, Ashlyn, and Kendall. And I brought a bird hat, said Emerson. Willa smiled. It was nice of you to bring things to make the robin feel at home here, she said. Let's give them to the robin, said Kendall. Ashlyn put bird seed in the bird feeder, and Camille put water in the dish for the robin to drink. Emerson put on the bird hat, and Kendall hung the bird feeder in the maple tree. Your restaurant is open, Robin, said Willa, bowing and gesturing toward the bird feeder. At first the robin seemed curious. It swooped down and hovered near the feeder. It flew above it, below it, and all around it in a circle. And then the robin flew right back and landed on its same old branch without eating anything. Bert, it chirped, sounding unimpressed. Why isn't the robin using any of our gifts, said Camille sadly. Probably it's just not used to them yet, said Ashlyn. Or maybe there's something wrong with them, said Kendall. Willa was looking at her bird book. It says here that robins don't eat bird seed, so they don't go to bird feeders. Oh, said the girls. That's too bad, said Ashlyn. I wanted to give our robins some food. What do robins eat? Asked Kendall. Maybe we could find some food for our robin here in the garden. Willa grinned. We can find food for the robin, she said, but I'm not sure you'll enjoy it. She rolled over a rotten log and pointed to the creepy crawlies underneath. My book says that this is what the robin likes to eat: beetles, bugs, worms, and grubs. Ew, said the Wellie Wishers. Camille recited a little jingle that she made up. Beetles, bugs, worms, and grubs. That sounds so delicious. Beetles, bugs, worms, and grubs are robin's favorite dishes. Ashlyn wrinkled her nose. I don't think I like those beetles, she said. Beetles are hard-working bugs, said Willa. They chew dead wood and help to break it into little bits so that it can become part of the dirt. And they're good for the birds. Oh, yum, choked Emerson. So shall we make our robin a lovely lunch? A dish of worm spaghetti with a side order of squished bugs and grubs and some nice icky beetles for dessert? Okay, said Ashlyn, making a brave face. You mean, okay, giggled Camille, and all the girls recited Camille's jingle. Beetles, bugs, worms, and grubs. That sounds so delicious. Beetles, bugs, worms, and grubs are Robin's favorite dishes. But the creepy crawlies didn't bother Willa at all. She made a little cup out of 2 leaves and gathered some worms, lifting them gently with her fingertips. Then she collected a few big beetles, and Willa put the worms and beetles in a little pile on the cupped leaves below the tree. I hope you're hungry, Robin, she said. All the girls stepped back. They stood still so that they wouldn't scare the robin. And after a little while, the robin flitted down and picked up a worm. Then it flew back to its branch with the worm dangling from its beak. Enjoy that wormy spaghetti, said Camille to the robin. With some yummy, gummy, muddy sauce, laughed Ashlyn. So delicious. Chapter 3 is called Splish, Splash. While the robin ate, Kendall took the bird feeder down from its branch. She tossed the bird seed onto the ground for another animal to eat, and she put the water dish at the bottom of the maple tree. Suddenly, with a swish of wings, the robin swept down and sat, sploop, in the dish of water. With happy splish splashes, the robin began to take a bath. Over and over again, the robin dipped its head into the water, fluttered its wings, and wiggled its tail feathers, and the water sputtered up all around it. Ashlyn poked Kendall. There you see, Kendall, she said with a smile. The robin is using your gifts. This is as a bird bath. A bird bath. I love it, said Emerson. She pretended to be a robin taking a very splishy, splashy bath. She dipped her head, fluttered her arms as if they were wings, and wiggled all over. In fact, Emerson shook and fluttered her arms and legs so much that one of her wellies flew off. Up it went into the air, twisting and turning until it landed with a thud on the roof of the playhouse. Oops, said Emerson, staring at her boot up on the roof. Uh-oh, said Camille. Your boot is too high up on the roof for us to get it down. We'll have to ask Aunt Miranda to get it down with a ladder. Don't worry, Emerson, said Ashlyn. Meanwhile, you can borrow one of my extra wellies that I keep in the playhouse. Thanks, said Emerson. She grinned. That's what I get for wearing boots in the bathtub. I was a bird brain in the bird bath. All right, and I'm going to stop right there on chapter 4, and then I'll continue on the next video.